This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
Hello, Bharat FM listeners. Welcome back to another episode of my Colorful Kitchen with me, Aparna Thukrala. My guest today is dietitian, nutrition, and consultant for women's health and pediatric care, Kanupriya Khanna from Delhi. And she is very renowned in Delhi, very well learned, uh, studied in SNDT Bombay and across London. So we have someone here today with us who has a lot of experience and knowledge. Doctor, I remember you said you're not a doctor. Okay.
No.
So kind of tell us something about yourself and what are your specialties?
Okay. So, yes, like you said, I am a consultant nutritionist and dietitian both, simply because I've done a double post-graduation, one in dietetics and the other a master's in nutrition from King's College London. I have been working in this field for the last 17 plus years. And I choose to specialize in infertility, nutrition, pregnancy, lactation, and pediatric. It happened by chance because both my kids were born with food allergies, and my mom was diagnosed with IBS many years ago. And so, automatically I started concentrating more on these fields, and that's how my specialization sort of just happened. So yes, I have my own private practice here in New Delhi, and I've worked with some of the leading hospitals of India in Mumbai and Delhi both. When I decided to quit a job, I was the chief dietitian at one of the main women's hospitals in New Delhi. But I just thought it was time for me to start my own practice because I'd had a second baby, and didn't want to sort of be in a job where I couldn't look after my kids and family. And yes, that's how it all grew.
That's fantastic. It's nice to see women who know their passion, know their heart, and do what needs to be done.
Yes, I've been lucky.
That's great. So I will get on to talking about pediatrics, but I do want to touch a little on infertility because I do think that's a topic people avoid talking about, and it is really an issue for women out there. So you start. Tell us what advice do you have, or what diet do you have, guidance do you have for women who actually struggle with infertility?
Yes. So, you know what? Over the last few years of my practice, infertility is really growing by leaps and bounds, and there are many reasons for it. A few of the topmost reasons are thyroid issues.
Okay.
More women are coming down with imbalances in their thyroid hormone. Another big factor is more and more women are suffering from PCOS or PCOD, which is polycystic ovarian disease. These are the two main leading causes.
Okay.
Now, overweight also sort of exaggerates the condition and complicates it even further. And, we all know that hypothyroidism leads to weight gain, PCOS leads to weight gain, and all of these put together lead to infertility.
Mm-hmm.
Now, about 4 years ago, there was a very big study that came out in one of the most prestigious reproductive journals of Europe, where they looked at thousands of women suffering from infertility and realized that diet actually plays an independent role in improving fertility in these women. And so the conclusion of the study was that if you're facing any infertility issues and you're planning to go for ART or assisted reproductive techniques, it bodes well that you first go through a program which will help you attain maximum benefits, improve any nutritional deficiencies that may be inside of you. If you're overweight, you lose. Even if you lose like 10% of your body weight, the you know the chances of your infertility treatment becoming successful increases by 30%, which is a huge jump.
Right.
So when I talk about infertility and diet for infertility, it's a culmination of different things. One is if you're overweight, then to lose a little bit of weight, but at the same time, improve your nutritional deficiencies or take care of those. Also, start preparing your body for getting pregnant. And in my patients, it can take sometimes as little as a month to maybe 6 months
Okay.
for you to achieve that level of fitness, where then I've had lots of patients who have actually conceived naturally just being on my plan as well. Others who've had to go through ART and they've been successful. And of course, there also have been those who've not been successful because there were some other pressing medical factors that were sort of, So it's a mixed bag, really. But studies have shown that diet does play. Sometimes what this particular study I was talking about, it also showed was that the amount it takes for these women to become pregnant also decreases if they are following a good diet.
Right. Right.
So there are many factors, and diet now is proven to be one of the important factors where infertility is concerned.
So when you put people on a diet for
Yeah.
them to get pregnant, are we also
Yeah.
focusing on foods that will take care of their nutrition when they get pregnant?
Yes, absolutely. That's a big part of it, because the
Right.
whole idea and the whole aim is to make the environment inside your body conducive to support a fetus tomorrow,
Right.
So that's a big part of it.
Right. So because a lot of people have this thought process, oh, if you lose weight, it won't be good for the baby.
Yeah.
You've heard a lot of those stories. So
Yeah.
what you're basically saying is it's safe to lose weight to get pregnant, and yet your nutrition will be taken care of.
Absolutely. So the way you formulate a diet for these women is where we help them lose weight, not drastic weight loss. Again, it depends on how much time they have before they want to, one, whether they want to go for assisted reproductive techniques or not. And if they are going for it, then how long they have before they begin their treatment. And so then you plan the whole program around that.
I hear you. Okay, so now I'm. You also work with these women once they've gotten pregnant and had their babies with
Yes.
dictation and pediatric care. So tell us a
Yeah.
little about that.
So with during pregnancy, what I really see a lot of are women who are suffering from gestational diabetes,
Right.
or hypertension, pregnancy-induced hypertension. I deal a lot with IUGR babies or pregnancies as well. So IUGR is intrauterine growth retardation,
Okay.
wherein for whatever reason the uterus is not really able to support the growth of the baby the way it should be. So in most cases, either the women will not be able to carry their babies or pregnancy to full term, and so the babies that are born are low birth weight babies. Now, for IUGR, what we try and do is get the child or the infant to come as close to 2 kgs as possible at the time of birth.
Okay.
Because what that does, that really decreases the amount of time the baby will need to spend in NICU or neonatal ICU
Right.
at the time of birth. I'm so proud that so far, all 100% of these women that have come to me, we've managed to cut down the NICU stay to as less as 1 week, and in most cases, no NICU stay needed. So, and then these babies also need a lot of care to catch up on their growth later on.
Right.
So a lot of these women will come back to me once the babies are like about 5 months old and they need to start feeding them semi-solid foods. So that's a big part. Of course, first-time moms, you know, if you're, whether you're pregnant or whether you're you're feeding, you're breastfeeding the baby, they just have so many questions. And with
True.
all the information overload out there, they are just completely confused.
True.
uh, what to do, what not to do. And then family and friends don't help because free advice is given at the drop of a hat. So it's also a lot of hand holding of these women to sort of calm them down, be there for them, and take them through that journey. What to eat, what not to eat, how much to eat, at what time to eat. The same thing applies to the babies.
Right.
When they become 6 months old, they don't know what to start with, or how much to start with, or how often to give
Right.
it to them. So yes, and then a lot of children battling overweight now.
Oh yeah.
So what I like to say is that, especially in our strata of society, the children are overfed but undernourished.
Yep.
So weight wise they are either fine or they are more than they should weigh, but nutritionally they are deficient, because really speaking, they are being brought up on on a lot of fast food, food that may not be nutritionally very rich. A lot of blame, I think, also goes out to the media and the advertisements that are out there, which target these children, because if you sort of see, they're all about fast foods, or
True.
sweet drinks, or chocolates, or desserts. What we as parents also tend to do is, we tend to reward the children with desserts for doing something good.
Yep.
So these sort of habits form really early on. And a lot of what I do with young children is to sort of help them build a positive relationship with healthy food. Also help moms deal with fussy eaters.
Right.
I have two kids. They are now teenagers, but yes, they've gone through that phase of being really fussy. In fact, my kids also had food allergies. And so it's also a lot of hands-on experience that I have had in my life, which I sort of bring to my practice. So yes, so it's an amalgamation of all of these.
So India is right now in their second huge wave
Oh,
of COVID.
yes,
So for
yes,
moms who have actually been in this whole journey for the last year, they are
yeah,
tired.
yes.
What advice do you have for these moms who have their kids home again, or the kids didn't leave the whole year
Yeah,
and they are finding themselves back in this situation? How do we take care of immunity for the kids,
yeah,
diet, and our own sanity? What kind of diet to keep yourself going so you can keep
yeah,
your family going?
yeah. So the first thing I would say is get organized.
Mm.
Very important, especially for women like us who are working as well as taking care of their families and their houses. It's very important for us to get organized. So have a list. Which so I like to make a list before I go to bed every night for the next day, as to the sort of things that I need to take care of, because for me it's also about holding my online consults with my patients. And I also have a health food business here in Delhi, so I'm doing two things along with living in a nuclear family. uh, so it's very important for me to be extremely organized. So I have a list of to do things for the next day.
Okay.
uh, Start early. For me, that works. I do factor in about 45 minutes of exercise to begin my day, because that really gets my energy levels up.
Okay.
And then, I also sort of plan out what needs to be cooked for each meal. And I will try and do that for at least the next 5 days,
Okay.
so that I'm not struggling or wasting time thinking what is to be made or procuring the ingredients.
Got it.
And then it helps if you have easy and quick recipes for those things. Now, for us who have children, and especially for those moms who have fussy eaters, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
So a lot of my work also involves handholding these women in providing them recipes which are quick and easy and delicious, and these recipes actually can be then eaten by the whole family.
Okay.
So in my own house, for example, lunch every day is Indian. So there's a dal, there's a sabzi, there's a dahi, and there's roti, for example, and there's some salad. Dinner and my kids will eat that because they know dinner will be something interesting.
Right.
And I've shared, a recipe with you. So that's the recipe that I use very often at home. I give it out to my patients. But, it could be something as simple as maybe pav bhaji.
Right.
It could be a pasta with lots of veggies, or pasta with cheese, but a side dish of veggies.
Right.
And now there are tricks on how to incorporate veggies into your pasta if you have a fussy eater.
Okay.
So you put it in the sauce and your child won't know
True.
because they don't see it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of planning, organizing, and then just implementing.
Perfect. Before we talk about the recipe that we're going to make today, I want you to tell me a little about Carmel, which is your food business.
Okay. So caramel really came about because my kids were born with food allergies, and the egg allergy was the most prominent in their case. And we would go to birthday parties, and they wouldn't be able to eat cakes over there because they were all with egg.
Yeah.
I started baking eggless cakes for them. But given my background, didn't want to give them refined flour or refined sugar, so I started experimenting. And because my mom was already identified with IBS, so I was aware of quinoa and teff, and all these alternate grains when I was studying actually. So then I started experimenting with these different flours, and I came up with my recipes, which I started making for my own children. So that's how, and then because of my practice, I started seeing a lot of children coming to me with gluten allergies or gluten intolerances or IBS or allergies which required them to give up one or the other foods.
Right.
So then I started making these products available to them, and they seem to love it. And that's how caramel came about. And now, of course, other than just cakes or brownies, we do ice creams, we do cookies, we do granolas, we do breads. And even in breads, we've got like 7 different types. We've got a sourdough, we've got focaccia. And because we choose not to use refined flour or whole wheat flour, they're all gluten free.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use refined sugar. We use organic jaggery wherever we need to put in a sweet element, including in our ice creams. Don't use any preservatives.
Okay.
No additives. So all our breads, even though they're gluten free, they are free from starches and gums and things like that. And yeah, so that's what caramel is all about right now.
Sounds great. But would you be kind enough to let our viewers know where in India can they source these products? And if they need to get in touch with you, what is your email address, your phone number, etc.?
Okay, so very easy. You want to get in touch with me, you just visit my website, which is kanupriyakhanna.in, and you'll find all the information there. Caramel website is under construction, and we hope to launch it soon.
Okay.
But in case you want to reach out to us for Caramel, again, the same number, which is on Kanupriya Khanna's website, also works for Caramel.
Okay.
But I'll give it out here. It's +919318390897. The email is again very simple: info@kanupriyakhanna.in.
Great.
And from the website, you'll also be able to reach out and see our social media pages and handles. So yeah, the website is the go-to page.
Perfect. And now the part I wait the most. What is the recipe and how does it fit into a typical family?
Oh, it is such a versatile recipe because you can have it as a snack, you can have it for breakfast, or you can have it as a main meal. Because and it's a whole meal in itself because it's got a grain which is quinoa, it's got a lentil, and you can pretty much use any pulse or lentil that you'd like to use.
I think we have. So out of the two recipes you sent me, we are
Yeah.
making handvo today.
Oh, you're making handvo. Okay, all right. Okay. So again, for handvo, we actually eat it as a snack, as breakfast, in the tiffin for the children, and as an accompaniment at dinner time.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, it's very healthy because it's got besan, which is chickpea flour, so high in protein, and it's got lots of veggies. Now, I have sent you a list of certain veggies, but really speaking, just use any veggie that you have available
Okay.
with you. And then, it's got spices, it's got some fresh herbs, and it's steamed. So it doesn't get better than that.
That's true. So yeah, you sent me two recipes, and for a long time now, I've been wanting to try some Gujarati recipes. So when
Okay.
I saw that, I'm like, this might actually be a good, time
Yeah.
for me to start
Yeah.
guiding you, because
Yeah.
being Punjabi, mostly Punjabi dishes, and because I grew up in the South, a lot of South Indian cooking is what
Yeah.
I do. So
Okay.
I am excited to try this recipe.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and meet you in the kitchen, Kanupriya, and
Okay.
let's get in, guys. Let's go to my kitchen.
Yes. Looking forward.
Kanupriya, welcome into my kitchen.
Thank you.
I
Very
am
happy to be here.
excited to make handvo today. Like I said, a Gujarati dish that I'm going to try. So
Okay.
let's start. As per your instructions, I soaked for a couple of hours and
Yeah.
then ground it and ferment. 1/4
Yeah.
cup of urad dal, one
Yeah.
fourth cup of chana dal, one
Mm-hmm.
fourth cup of moong dal,
Yeah.
and another 1/4 cup of moong.
Half cup of mote chawal.
Well, I may have missed it. Then I have 1/4 already done. So,
Okay.
guys, please make
Okay.
that
No worries.
half a cup.
Okay.
Okay, let's get cooking. So, this is what my paste looks like. What should I do now, Kanupriya?
Yes. So what you do is right now just put it aside. Okay. You also have all your veggies ready. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have carrots, you have lauki, you have onion.
Goes
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. Yes, I have
So
Loki. Tell
just
me how much Loki do you want me to put in?
so how much did you grate?
This is one small Loki.
So just put all of it.
Oh, wow.
So the more veggies, the better.
Correct. Okay. I have potatoes.
Yes. Now, how many potatoes are that?
One medium.
Okay. So the potato will be grated as well, please. Sorry, I should
No,
have
no, that's
mentioned
fine.
that. I missed that.
No worries at all. Okay, you know what? For the time, we'll go ahead and leave the potatoes,
Yes, you can. Now you add your chopped onions.
chopped onion. So yeah, our viewers, you can go ahead and add any grated veggie, basically. Am I right?
Yes, correct. Exactly. Except if you're adding onions, they can be chopped. Spinach can be finely chopped as well.
Perfect. Done.
Garlic, some green chilies if you want a little bit of heat, and some ginger. Yeah, all of it.
Oh,
And typically garlic and ginger this in the same quantity. Now green
yes.
chilies, please add according to taste.
Correct.
You know how hot you want your handwo to turn out to be. Okay, now in this, yes, you can add your masalas. So this is cool.
Cilantro.
This is
Yeah.
yes. So add this, right? Then you add some red chili powder if you want, some haldi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dhania powder.
Dhania powder, that's right. That's about it.
Haldi.
Haldi, a little bit, half a teaspoon, half a spoon maybe. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And some salt.
Now, Kanupriya, to your point, for our viewers, I have not added any salt to the batter.
Yes, I was just
Watery.
about to ask. Yeah. So accordingly, you'll have to add a little bit of salt so that the whole thing, when you finally eat it, you don't think that it should have had more salt.
Right.
Okay. Add 2 tablespoons of dahi. Yeah.
So why do we put in the dahi?
So the dahi is to just bring about a little bit of zing because we are not adding any nimbu.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just for that.
Any more, or this is good?
We'll just wait on it because I want to see the final consistency of the batter before
Perfect.
we add any more dahi. Dahi also helps making it soft. All of it. Yeah. So maybe, yeah, that's correct. Exactly. Okay.
And mix.
Mix it, and then we'll see whether we want to add any water to it or not.
Okay.
What the viewers need to watch out for is when you soak your dals and your rice, and then when you need to grind it, make sure that you don't add any water at that time.
Okay.
Because otherwise your batter at this stage will become too thin.
So, or add as much water as possible depending on your mixie.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, I did read up of your background from your webpage, and you are from Bombay.
That's right.
So am I. And I wanted to ask you, why is there no sugar in this? Aren't Gujarati dishes supposed to have a little bit of sugar?
And so you'll be surprised, not real. I mean, most of them do, but surprisingly, most of their steamed snacks don't. Like dhokla doesn't, khandvi doesn't, handvo doesn't. There's another Gujarati snack that I make very often, which is called muthia. That doesn't either.
Okay.
So yeah.
Does this look good?
Can you just give it one more whirl and I'll have another look at it? So I think we can add just a tad of touch of water, just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes. Now, if you just want to give it a quick salt taste.
I think it's okay.
Okay. And how about the other spices?
I think it'll all come together.
Okay. Sounds good. So now what you do is you take a wok.
And
now this, and is this like a non-stick?
it is a non-stick, yes.
Okay, because we don't want the handvo to be sticking to your wok. So it does require a little bit of oil to give it a nice brown color and some crispiness. So you put about 3 tablespoons of oil in it.
Just give me a minute. My gas needs to. Yes. So much?
Yeah, so the bottom should be nicely coated with oil all over. Yes.
Okay.
Now you put a little bit of sarson, a little bit of til, white til,
Yes.
some whole red chilies, and some curry leaves, and let them all come to a crackle. I've also told you hing, but that is optional because there are some people that just don't like the flavor of hing.
Okay.
So, so if you guys like hing, you can go ahead and put it. If you don't, just leave it out.
Yes, we are okay with hing.
Okay.
I am okay with hing.
Okay.
There are other members of the family who do not like it, but it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just give us a few seconds to get this heated up. You can see it's starting to sizzle.
Yes.
I just love the fresh cattle seeds once
And
it
be
with that hot oil.
generous with your till.
Is
Because
this a
we
good
want
amount?
because we want the bottom of the handwo to be nicely coated with til because it does give it a very nice crunch and flavor later on.
True, true. Okay. Almost there. So I'll add the heat in the meantime.
Yeah.
It's like the crackle. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how many red chilies? I have these.
How I can't see. How many are those? No, I think that'll be too much. Maybe just about 2 or 3.
Do I crush them? Do I put them?
Just put them as is because we've already added green chilies and red chili powder. We don't want it to become too spicy.
It smells so heavenly over here.
Okay, so once it's crackling, you put your mix.
I'm going to brown the sesame seeds a little more, or this looks good?
No, it'll get browned as the handwo's cooking. Otherwise, it'll get burnt. So don't put all of it. Maybe Aparna. So it should be like a cake. Don't mix it. Huh? Just spread it. No, don't mix. Don't give it a mix.
Okay, just leave it.
Just spread it. Yeah, and now cover the wok, flame on low, and let it cook for 10 to 12 minutes.
On low and cover in 10 to 12 minutes.
Yes. So the whole idea is now when you invert it, your bottom will be nice, crisp, golden, and that becomes your top. So it's like a pineapple. It's like an upside down cake, really.
Yeah, viewers, the real test for me. Let's see if I can flip this without breaking it. If I do end up breaking it, we'll go for the taste test. Okay, so I have a plate here, and I'm sorry, viewers, if you're not getting a great look on this. If once I flip it, but yeah, it's coming us away, and I'm not mixing it like Kanupriya said. I'm trying to be as gentle as I can with it.
And what you do is before you sort of put it back in the wok, you put a little bit more oil.
Oil to crisp it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just making sure we have it coming out, so it at least tries to slide out for me. I think I'll wait for
No, Aparna, don't slide it out because it has to be turned over. So what you do is you put the plate facing down on top of your wok and just turn it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. It has to be turned over. Yeah, and just turn it out.
I'm getting so jittery to do that. Okay, I'm going to make sure I don't burn myself as well. Safety first, guys. Now what do I do?
Now just put it on the table, on the platform, on the countertop.
Got it.
Yeah. And remove the wok. Yeah.
Okay, not bad, huh?
No, wait. Put some oil first in the
No,
wok.
I'm just...
You're just showing it. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So there will be something left back on the plate. That's perfectly fine.
That's fine. That's fine. And now you slide it into the wok with the bottom. Uh, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Perfect.
that.
Yeah. And now this is your top and it looks absolutely perfect.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
See, every time learn something new.
Yeah. So you just give the bottom now a similar amount of time, maybe a bit less because we are hoping that, the steam has cooked a little bit of the bottom.
Okay.
And again, on low flame, you don't want it burning or getting
Right.
too dark in color. So this is like the perfect color that it should have.
Oh wow, that's great. I won't keep you any longer. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. I will get a picture of this, make sure it's crispy, and show it to our viewers. I'm so thankful to you for joining us today on My Colorful Kitchen.
Thank you. I had loads of fun and all the best and enjoy this.
And before I let you go, you were chutneys this would go best with.
Okay. So I personally like serving it with some green chutney, which is coriander and pudina.
Okay.
But it goes well with all types of chutneys. It could be tomato chutney, it could be peanut chutney. Um, a friend of mine actually also tried it with salsa and she thought it was a good mix.
Okay.
So really just, experiment.
Perfect.
And yeah, some people will also sort of put like a gravy on top of it,
Okay.
and turn it into a main meal. So really just let your imagination run wild.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kanupriya. And our dear viewers, if you want to get in touch with her, it's kanupriyakhanna.in. Right?
Thank you so much for having me here. I had loads of fun.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Enjoy
bye
your dinner.
bye. Yes, thank you. Bye.
Welcome back, guys. I did a test. This is done. The toothpick came out absolutely clean. Now I am going to flip this and see how it turned out. One, two, three. Let's see. Whoa, I think it's beautiful. Let me give you guys a good view. Absolutely crispy and beautiful. I am so excited. Yep. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode with me. I am always excited to share ideas of new people, what they do, what their life is all about, and a little bit out of their kitchen.
This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.